And as I do so, I'm sure all of these persons are very, very familiar with you. So the introduction is just a matter of formality. Let me ask to recognize the Mayor, His Worship, Richard Don Prairie. Richard Prairie. Yes, Wanda. Oh, that's his brother. Ah, there you go.
One done.
Only one done. Thank you. Then there is certainly somebody that I shall not make any error on. Our Minister, Robert Bobby Montague, MP, Minister of Transport and Management. It's a very powerful minister. Very powerful minister. In fact, he carried a portfolio, and I think some persons are still along with him, eh? We have great members of his previous portfolio with him, and he now has a new cohort of persons that are going to be supporting him. Then also at the table, we do have Acting Custos Maxine Marsh, Custos of Mary. We have the Chairman of the Airport Authority of Jamaica, Custos William Billy Shaguri. These are the persons that I recognize just now. You'll hear more a little bit later on. But just now, we do have somebody who wants to lead us into our prayer. And the national anthem is in fact our prayer. Dr. Cruz to come and to lead us in our prayer, being the national anthem. Let's just stand.
The national anthem.
Eternal Father, bless our land, guard us with thy mighty hand, keep us free from evil powers, be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant through wisdom from above, justice, truth be ours forever, Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us true respect for all, stern response to duty's call, strengthen us the weak to cherish, give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever, Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love.
Mr. Chairman, I see you playing safe hour away, you just said prayer.
Prayer.
Honorable Minister Montague, Acting Custos Maxine Marsh, Councillors of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation, I believe I see about 3 or 4 councillors here present, and our acting CEO, Mr. Douglas, as well. Chairman of the Airports Authority of Jamaica, Mr. Shaguri, and other board members and staff of the Airports Authority of Jamaica. Other distinguished guests, too numerous to mention, let me just say good morning to you all. Good morning. What we are doing here today is a dream that started many years ago, and probably that is where the mix-up came in relation to me being called Don Prairie. because so many years ago when our now minister was a member of the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce, and so was Don, my brother, that is when this whole dream started and was pushed from that time in association with Mr. Chris Blackwell. I don't know if he's here present.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Mr. Blackwell was very integral in those discussions with the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce at the time to have this airport upgraded to an international airport. So maybe, as I said, that's where the mix-up came in. But Don and Bobby from way back then were very integral in this, in what is happening here today. I was asked to do a welcome. I don't know how I go and welcome the minister to his own constituency though. And Minister Montague, it is amazing to know what a difference a week makes. Last week when this function was to take place, Bobby was then Minister of National Security, and the function was put off due to some unforeseen circumstances. And then we fast forward to this week, and Bobby is now Minister of Transport and Mining, and is going to see his dream. He is going to be the one to implement his own dream. I wonder if the PM was, knowing that this was Bobby's dream, decided to send him to do the implementation of it. But Minister Montague, whichever portfolio he holds, he is a substantial Jamaican. And we in St. Mary are very proud of him. And we are still very proud of the work he did as Minister of National Security. And it is we know that Minister Montague in his new capacity will do very well, and we wish him all the best. And I know the Ian Fleming Airport will be better off for having him here as the minister to implement this project.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Washington Mayor, Mr. Prairie, Honorable Minister Robert Montague, Minister of Transport and Mining, other distinguished members of the head table from the Airport Authority, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure today to bring greetings on behalf of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association. And what a dream! We have been dreaming about this for our citizens and certainly for tourism and the impact that it will have for both. And so I must commend the government of Jamaica and the Airport Authority and all the other agencies for taking such a bold step that will enhance the tourism product and certainly the lives of all of us. What a dream again when we can fly out of this airport to whichever destination in the world that we can go to. That really, really, really is going to be a dream. Certainly we'll be able to connect if we can't go directly to some of them at this time. So I want to thank everybody that has had, all the agencies, the government and all the agencies that have decided to move forward with the expansion, finally, of the Ian Fleming International Airport. And of course, just to give a little history, you all know that tourism in this area will be growing by leaps and bounds. We're supposed to have about 10,000 more rooms coming into this area. So can you imagine what this expansion will do for us, both in tourism and for our citizens? Again, thank you. And the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Associations stands ready to collaborate with all agencies and certainly with our minister in moving this forward and doing whatever it is required of our association so that we can see this actually come to pass and really here for the
Make sure that many of the board members are here, and we see them seated right here. ready to offer any kind of assistance. So at this point, let's welcome Custos Billy Shamil.
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable Robert Bobby Montague, Minister of Transport and Mining. His Worship, the Mayor of Port Maria, Richard Carey. Acting Custos Maxine Marsh. Ms. Vanna Taylor, Chairperson of the JHDA. Directors and Executives of the ADHJ. Honored guests in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, on behalf of the Board of Management and staff of the Airport Authority of Jamaica, which includes the Ian Fleming International Airport, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Honorable Bobby Montague on his appointment as our new Minister of Transport and Mining. This is the first time in the 3 different ministries that I have been working with the Honorable Minister. Indeed, we are very grateful that the Minister and the Member of Parliament had accepted this role. And we look forward to working with him to continue the strategic development of the aviation sector in Jamaica. Let me also recognize the work of our former Minister, Lester Michael Henry, who has left a good platform upon which our Minister Montague can build. Mine is a simple task this morning. As overseer of this very important project, I greet you warmly on behalf of the team from the Airport Authority of Jamaica. And thank you for taking the time to be with us here today to share in this very special occasion. The AAJ board has been tasked not only with the overseeing the activities of 3 international airports and 3 domestic airports, but also exploring and implementing groundbreaking projects such as the one we are now about to start, as well as other significant capital projects being undertaken at both major international airports, the Norman Manley International Airport and the Sangster International Airport. All of our development projects are being done with the ultimate goal of increasing the operational capabilities and efficiencies at the airports and airports, to ensure that our stakeholders are constantly engaged, our customers satisfied, and our organization remains regular, profitable, and on a path of growth. Further expansion of the Ian Fleming International Airport facility demonstrates our dedication and commitment to create air transport solutions that make the greatest difference to the communities we serve. I am certain that this further development of IFIA will draw people from near and far to access the long-awaited introduction of scheduled commercial flights. The work that will be done here will therefore positively impact the quality of life for the men, women, and children in this era for generations to come. Having said all of this, I must close by saying that we look forward to partnering with all of you, our stakeholders, to build a solid aviation infrastructure and industry that will benefit our hoteliers, businesses, visitors, and most of all, the ordinary citizens of this very beautiful community. Let's continue to work smart and hard, shaping the future of our country by embracing change and innovation as we build Jamaican aviation industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate those very, very relevant words. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we do have a very interesting thing to happen. That's the Boscobel Primary School, the drumming corps.
Okay, we're going to change this up now, alright? Not the sound, alright? You and you. Only you, alright? Outside. That's you, alright?
Big round of applause, man, eh? Wow. Excellent. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, these are all the young men now. These are the young men of tomorrow. The future. Listen, I believe there is hope for Jamaica. I believe it. Our music is alive. Entertainment is alive. Our culture remains relevant and alive. A man of vision. It therefore is an easy exercise to ask you to welcome the Minister of Transport and Mining and indeed the MP, Robert Montague.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Sermons. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when you listen to the Master of Sermons, he has a very distinctive voice. And it reminds one of Ian Boyne. His pauses and stone straight Ian Boyne. Your worship, the man. Acting Custos Maxine Marsh, Chairman Billy Shagori, and other members of the Jamaica Airports Authority Board, Superintendent Dudley Scott, and all the other brave and fine men and women of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces. Ghana would not forgive me if I did not also acknowledge Chris Blackwell and Kathy and the councillors from the St. Mary Municipal Corporation, the members of staff from the Airports Authority and other agencies within the ministry. Dr. Crooks for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. Members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, a very pleasant good morning to you all. I am excited today, very excited, because we are doing more work at what we in St. Mary know as the Boscobel Airstrip. I mean, the people from Kingston call it Ian Fleming, or what is the post name?
IFIA.
Yeah, some fancy thing. We know it as Boscobel Airport. It started out when the Issa family donated this plot of land for an airport. The airport actually should have been further up on the hill. But the Member of Parliament at the time, Talbert Forrest, decided along with the technical team to place the airport down on the flat. And the airport have seen many growth, and Dudley Deep is one who can tell you about the history. And by the way, Ms. Faye, Master Dudley is actually building a plane right in his hangar, right there. And he is inviting you and all the brave ladies of the airport to take inaugural flight. I know Mrs. Knight not going on that. Until at least Master Dudley fly 2 or 3 times and we realize that it is safe. But knowing Dudley, and I must also pay tribute to not only Dudley but his family, because his father Victor Peak restarted the aviation program in the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force just before he passed on to the great beyond. He was instrumental in lobbying the government of the United Kingdom for a donation, and we were able to not only get that plane going, but to give him a field promotion. And what a day. Dudley Peak also, his 2 sons are also pilots, for those who don't know. And they are better pilots than Dudley, I must say. Before I go any further, I would like to pay tribute to Lester Mike Henry, the former Minister of Transport and Mining, for his tenacity and his stick-to-itiveness. And Mike has some very, very revolutionary and fresh ideas. And it is my intention to carry through the program of work and his ideas that he has left. He has left a legacy, and Jamaica is a better place because Mike Henry was the Minister of Transport and Mining. It would be remiss of me, being my first public outing, not to also give a little bit of commendation and warm welcome to Dr. Horace Chang, the new Minister of National Security. A lot of persons look at Dr. Chang because of his soft voice and think he's soft. Well, I am here to remind all the criminals that Dr. Chang is not soft. And in his hands, the security of our nation is in good hands. I want to also use this opportunity to thank all the members who work in the national security architecture, all the brave men and women in the constabulary force, the defense force, the correctional, immigration, all the persons who work in security, the persons at the ministry. I had 2 wonderful years. I never had any regrets in my 2 years at the Ministry of National Security. We were able to break new ground, to do innovative things, and I believe Dr. Chan, with his own style, will be placing his stamp on national security. And I wish Dr. Chan very well, because I know that all of Jamaica has to come together and support Dr. John, because national security is something that affects all of us, and all of us are in the fight together, and we can't expect the minister alone to carry the ball. As we break ground on this $65 million expansion project, which is actually phase 1, it entails the widening of our runway by 1.5 meters on each side of the runway, and the expansion of this building westwards, so that it can accommodate and have a better flow through of passengers. The aim, I believe, Billy, is to have a flow through of about 90 persons per minute, and the immigration people per hour. And the immigration people will tell me that the square footage is going to have to be about 1,700 square foot in order to accommodate that. And therefore, we're going to say to you, Billy, that we're going to need a kiosk. Because if Kings don't have it and Montego Bay have it, Ian Fleming must have it. This airport is one of which the staff members know me very well, because I believe, apart from myself and Chris, I don't think anybody else uses it more often, because we have been utilizing, and the staff here is of the highest caliber. They are courteous, professional, and I want to commend them, Billy. I'm sorry Mr. Dietrich is not here, that if promotions running, you must remember them. Because they have been wonderful. This area has been a point of entry for years, as a Rockobessa was the point of entry for bananas. As a matter of fact, the point of entry license for Otrios is actually the Rockobessa Banana Port, which was expanded into Otrios. And I'm going to say something that Banana or Dr. Crooks don't like, is that Otrios better hotels are actually in St. Mary. They like to claim all our beautiful hotels, until one lady was bold enough to say the Boscobel Airport, Otrios.
Actually, that's it.
No, it's alright. Everything we said here, we want to take it away. Because if you follow them, Golden Eye is actually in St. Anne. Golden Eye Otrios, if you follow them. Chris being a good St. Mary man won't stand for that. But the development of this airport will be done in phases. So what we're breaking ground on now is phase 1, which should be executed in, I believe, 6 months, with the expansion of the widening the runway and taking down a mound, which is down at the bottom, and asphalting the turning bulb. After that, the real story kicks in, when the government will be able to be spending somewhere between 20 to 30 million US dollars to expand the runway by an additional 700 feet. And there are a number of options to go forward. We do a box culvert across the highway and put the runway above the highway and people drive below, or we move the highway to the south and therefore create more land space. So the engineers are looking at the various options, which one is better. And as far as St. Mary people is concerned, no matter which one, just carry on. I have always said that a mile of highway can only take you a mile, but a mile of runway can take you to the world. And the people of St. Mary, we are aiming to go to the world. I want to encourage the Airports Authority that you are now in St. Mary, and we do not believe in building a fowl coop into a mango's nest. We believe that development must be integrated, and that the community must be involved into the development. And I don't want the situation when we started the initial expansion that I had to strongly encourage, let me put it that way, Mr. Scott is there, strongly encourage the contractors then that when they dropped their equipment, they had to upgrade the playing field at the Boscobel Primary School. And I would want the airport to adopt the Boscobel Primary School in all its facets, and the basic school. Because you can't just lock yourself away from the community. We have to be integrated into the community. And I would want to have some discussions that we build a hangar building, a big hangar somewhere on the property, that if you don't need it, we can turn it into a call center. Because the basic infrastructure for a call center is already here. You have excellent internet connection. I think we have the best internet connection on the north coast right there. You have a beautiful highway, and we're going to have a wonderful runway. So the owners of the call center can fly in, look at their business and fly out. I think this is the best place for a call center. But I know Airports Authority can't build a call center, but you can build a hangar. And when you're building the hangar, Billy, I want you to make space in the hangar. Because one of my dreams is to, you know, every day you see aircraft coming here. Chris, weekend we had a massive jet parked on the apron. I said, boy, you have 100% occupancy with the people coming out of that. But we have jets coming here, they need crew, they need people to clean the aircraft. We have ships coming in, and most of the ships that come into Jamaica, are whether backside or cruise ship, they are Filipinos as crewmen and crewwomen. And I'm saying, why we can't establish a training facility to train our Jamaicans to get jobs on ships. And not only, I mean, CMU is doing an excellent job at Caribbean Maritime University. Thank you. For the senior officers, what I want is the scullery person, the housekeepers, the cleaners, the receptionists, the spa people. Because can you imagine if we could employ 10, 15,000 of these persons on all the ships that come into Jamaica and that pass by? This is an opportunity waiting to happen. And I want to entreat the Airports Authority to let us make it happen. Because this government led by Andrew Holness is not about planning, it's about implementing. Because we are on a drive to move Jamaica from poverty to prosperity. And we have to be extremely aggressive on that. And I want to put the Ministry of Transport and Works on notice that this is the Energizer Bunny. And I don't like roadblocks, no matter what kind of roadblocks. We are here to serve the people of Jamaica. And we're not here to play politics. We are here to serve the people of Jamaica. The elections are over. It is time for us to serve our people, to allow our people all the opportunity that they can have. And as I say that, I want to put the transport sector on notice that we're going to clean it up. And I am not going to clean it up. They are going to clean it up. Because you can no longer continue to carry my fellow citizens in the way in which we are carrying our people. Our people is our greatest resource. And therefore they must be treated with respect. So the industry must create balance. The taxi driver, the taxi owner must make money. The transport authority must regulate. But the most important person in that equation is the passenger. So anybody going to bump this minister, you're going to understand that this minister coming down on the side of the passenger. So I'm putting everybody on notice that it is the passenger that is getting priority #1. And therefore the chaka-chaka business and the illegal operators, but that is for another time. Because I don't even reach the ministry yet to understand what it is. But I kind of know what I am about. And I will quote Mike Henry to say that when he normally says he's a old man in a hurry, I'm a middle-aged man in a hurry. Because we have an election in about 2 to 3 years' time. And make no mistake about it. Having been in opposition, I don't like it. And we have no intention of backing in opposition. So for those, I understand from Minister Henry that the members of staff within transport and mining are hard working, and I congratulate them. But they are going to find that they're going to work a little hard, because I have a timetable, and the timetable is 2.5 to 3 years election. I make no apologies for working to improve the lives of people, so that when I go to sit my exam in 2 to 2.5 years, I get a pass. Having some of the most votes in the island, and it is a phenomenal task that a marginal swing seat end up with the most votes in the last election without anybody talking about thieving or fraud. 11,710, and I intend in the next election to get much more than that. And that is why we cannot work to develop the country and the community and talk about GLP and DLP. We have to work for the people of Jamaica, and then allow the people to make up their mind. I trust my Jamaican people, and they will reward hard work. And therefore, my time at the ministry, because I know it will not be permanent, my time at the ministry is to leave a legacy, is to leave a mark. It is also to protect what Mike Henry has done and to leave my own mark. I therefore am looking forward, Mr. Chris Reid, I am looking forward to taking a plane from here to Cantacan or to Cancun. Because it is my understanding that before the end of this year, this calendar year, we should be having at least 2 airlines flying out of the Ian Fleming International Airport. And I don't want to take any credit for that. All the foundation and the groundwork was laid by Lester Mike Henry, and he has to get the full credit for the work that he has done. Before I sit down and shut my mouth, before the mayor called to me and draw me down, I just want to add, Inspector Spaulding, that one of the last things I did as Minister of National Security last Friday, we formally sent the files for the O'Brien's procurement deal to the fraud squad and the MOCA. I never wanted to leave that with Dr. John. I cleared it up because I don't want nobody call me name, because my name is easy for call. And people are always hinting how much money we get out of the deal. But it gone to the fraud squad, say, man, if you get anything, it will be exposed. Because if I never check all the boxes and made sure that the whole process was done exactly to the letter, to the spirit of the law, we are going to prison longer. Because they like to crucify me. And what I ensured was that not 1 cent of the taxpayers' money was at risk. Because we had 2 bonds. We had a performance bond for 42 million, which we have already collected on. And we had an advance payment guarantee for 213 million, which the ministry is now in the final stages of negotiating with the financial institution for the payment of that. We received 30 plus cars, so at the end of the day, the people of Jamaica are going to end up with a profit. But this is a warning to all contractors, including the one you're going to engage Mr. Bryson on this project. As long as Bobby Montague is involved, you get a contract, perform. If you don't perform, you're going to bear the consequences of that. I am not here to look no friend. I have 11,710 for an And the people of Western St. Mary never voted for a minister, they voted for an MP. And they have a good MP.
Good one.
What's up, Mr. Wilson?
Good one.
Very good MP. And therefore, as we develop this facility, I don't want Inspector Spaulding to call me and to tell me that his uncle labor writer, his uncle PNP working on the side. I want to know that Jamaicans are working on the side. I therefore would invite us now before the showers. Some is going to shower. For us to proceed to the site for us to break ground. And Vanda just told me that it's showers. So I have to follow Vanda Palm. To proceed to the site before too much showers. Because it's a glorious thing. The showers are blessing. So I believe that this project, it is a nationally strategic project as so determined by the government, because it is going to speed to development along the north coast from Runaway Bay straight into Port Antonio. And we are going to ensure that the project is completed by the 31st of August, because based on the information I have, we're supposed to begin flights. Mr. Mayor, the flights are supposed to come before the expansion is completed, and they will be utilizing Norman Manley in the interim. So that we're going to be widening the runway, moving the lights, and expanding the terminal building, and the airlines will continue to land first of all at Norman Manley and then transition to Ian Fleming. So we're coming on the map. There's going to be more to come. And we're going to make sure that the bulk of the money spent will be spent in St. Mary. And the bulk of the people employed will be from St. Mary. Because as the mayor said, it's been a while that St. Mary has been forgotten. But God bless Andrew Holiness, that he has seen it fit to put the necessary projects in place so that the development of St. Mary has been enhanced. I was also informed, Mr. Mayor, last week, as I was telling you that I will have more time for my constituents. I was informed last night that I have been asked to oversee the Ministerial of Labour and Social Security. So I thought I was going to rest and ease myself after national security. Now I have 2 ministries to oversee. But it will only be for a short time, and I say to my supportive constituents that I am also have to be looking over, and I am not the minister, let me be very clear. I am just giving a little oversight to the other ministry, but the St. Mary will come from our background, and we can do the work.
Yes.
So I want to thank all the persons who are involved, and I want to encourage the Airports Authority to look around the parish for other projects you might want to invest in. The parish council have space to rent you, so you can look at that. So any other projects that you have a lot of money in the hospital. Plenty money in the account. No, government take the civil aviation money. I have the minister now. And this government believes that money must be invested, and be invested wisely for the development of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. Thank you.
What can I say after all of that? This minister certainly is invested in security. He just left national security. He has been asked to take on social security. He's now taking over aviation security, and he spoke of election security. A mile of runway can take you to the world. Right now, we're going to be celebrating that by the groundbreaking exercise. We'll invite the head table to make their way right around to the tractor. And the rain has started a bit, but we can work this street through. So let's now make our way to where the groundbreaking is to take place. Minister,